Good morning friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss about what are the features any programming language should support to make it as an object-oriented programming. The features are object, class, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance and polymorphism. All these features I will discuss in detail for you. So I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. We know that Python is a multi-programming paradigm. It supports various styles of programming such as procedural programming, functional programming and object-oriented programming. Then you can ask me, sir, when we have the procedural style of programming and functional style of programming, why the Python is supporting the object-oriented programming? One is to implement the real-time things. Okay, and one more reason is that the object-oriented programming supports the reusability and also provides the security. Because of these reasons, every programming language tries to provide the object-oriented concepts. Now, we have C++, Java and Python and other programming languages only supports the object-oriented programming, whereas C does not provide the object-oriented programming. Now, let me discuss all these features in detail. First, let me discuss about a class. Class is a blueprint for an object. Suppose let's take that you want to purchase a laptop. You went to the shop and you want to purchase a laptop. Then the owner will ask you, sir, what kind of laptop you want or what are the features your laptop should support. Then you will say, I need i7 processor. And you will say, I need 16 GB RAM, 2 terabytes of hard disk, 2 terabyte size of hard disk you want. And also you will say that I want touchscreen laptop. And you will say that my laptop should support me the GPU facility. And also you will say finally the budget. I want all these features in the laptop from around 70,000 to 80,000, like that you will say. So these are the things you will tell. So you are telling the blueprint for your laptop. Okay. Now, once you tell these features, then obviously the owner will show you various company laptops such as Dell laptop, which is having these features and this budget. And also he will show you one laptop from the HP, one laptop from Acer, like that. Is it clear? So these are the real entities because the owner is showing the Dell laptop and HP laptop and Acer laptop. And here you are telling the features. So you are telling that a blueprint for a laptop. So blueprint for a laptop or a blueprint for an object we'll call it as a class. A class is an imaginary. It does not have any storage or memory. See, if you create an object, then only memory will be allocated. But if you just created a class, memory will not be allocated. So that's why I'm calling it as a blueprint for an object and it is an imaginary. Okay. Now let me discuss about an object. Object is a instance for a class. It is an instance for a class, or you can say that it is a real one, whereas class is an imaginary and object is a real one. And every object will have attributes, behavior and also the identity. Now, what is meant by these attributes and behavior and identity, I will discuss with you. Suppose let's take that you have the Dell laptop, which is an object we are saying. It should have the properties. See, every laptop should have those properties. Suppose let's take that i7 processor, 16 GB RAM, 2 terabytes hard disk. All these are the properties for a laptop. And the behavior, it should make you to run the software. It should play the songs. All these things a laptop should do. Am I right? If you want to play a game, your laptop should support. If you want to run a program, your laptop should support. If you want to install a software, your laptop should support. If you want to store some movie or some files, your laptop should support. So these are the behavior. And the identity, each object you need to identify uniquely. Am I right? Suppose let's take the two Dell laptops someone is providing, you should identify them. Suppose two laptops someone is keeping, you should identify this is a Dell laptop, this is a HP laptop. How someone is identifying? By looking at the company. And similarly, two Dell laptops, how someone will identify? With the help of serial number. So an object you need to identify uniquely. Is it clear? So an object is an instance for a class. It has the attributes, behavior and identity. Now let me discuss how can you create a class and how can you create an object. In Python, you can create a class by giving the keyword called class and name of the class. Suppose let's take that here the name of the class is laptop. So this is the way you can define a class. And what are the statements you want to give? Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, so on you can provide. Or you can provide the variables and the functions. Or you can say that data and the code. Or you can say that attributes and the methods. Okay. So if you does not want to provide anything, then you can use the pass. Is it clear? So this is the way you can define a class with the help of class keyword and the name of the class, and what are the statements you want to provide, you can provide here. Then once you have created a class, how can you create an object? Already I told you that if you create a class, memory will not be allocated. Memory will be allocated once you create an object for the particular class. So how can you create an object for the particular class is, suppose let's take the Dell is an object I want to create for the laptop class. So Dell is equal to laptop. You will say, so here Dell is a one object. If you want to find the memory location where this object is there, then you can write print ID. Is it clear? ID will provide the address and you can provide the name of the object. Similarly, if you want to create another object called HP, then you will write HP is equal to laptop. Okay. Then if you want to find its address, then you will write print ID and the object name is HP. And this address will be different because this is one object, this is another object. See, we are able to identify the two different objects with its name. Is it clear? So this is the way you can define a class and create an object for the class using Python. Now let me discuss about encapsulation. Encapsulation is binding or wrapping attributes and methods into a single unit, or I can say that it is binding or wrapping the variables, or you can say data and methods, even you can say it as a code, into a single unit is called encapsulation. Now you can ask me with an example, sir, what is a real-time example for an encapsulation? The class is a real thing which will bind the variables and methods to provide the security. Or if I want to give an example, let's take that you will say that Google is a company. For an outside person, Google will look it as a one company. But what are the sub-organization it has? Who is leading the HR team at Google in the Bangalore? Who is looking at the technical head? Who is looking at the business head? Who is looking for the advertisement head? All these things you don't know. You look at it only as a Google as a one company which is located in Bangalore or in Hyderabad somewhere. But even in the Hyderabad, someone will lead the HR team, someone will lead the technical team, someone will lead the business team, someone will lead the business and advertisement team. So this is about the Google company for you. But you don't know all these things. Is it clear? So you are binding all these things into one single entity called a Google company. So encapsulation is binding or wrapping variables and methods into a single unit is called as encapsulation. So class will wrap the variables and methods into a single unit. Is it clear? So that you will have the security. Now coming to the abstraction. Abstraction is what is providing the essential information and hiding the background information. Now look at here. What is meant by providing the essential or required information and hiding the background information is, suppose let's take that you are downloading a software. Let's take that you are downloading MATLAB software. Now you can install in your Windows or Linux operating system. Am I right? But you don't know how the code was written in the MATLAB, how they have created the .exe file. All these things you don't know. They will just provide the .exe file for you. You can use that one to install the software. But what is the internal functionalities and what are the methods are there? All these things you don't know. Similarly, let's take that you are using WhatsApp app. You are using the WhatsApp app to send message to other one or call someone or do the video chat with someone. But how this video chat was implemented? What are the restrictions they have kept? Is it clear? If you want to send a message, what is the code they have written? All these things you does not bother, and even WhatsApp will not provide such information to you. Is it clear? So abstraction is what? Providing the essential information and hiding the background information. So that is about the abstraction. Now let me discuss about inheritance. Inheritance is deriving or inheriting the properties from one class and into another class. Inheritance will derive or inherit the properties of one class to another class. Like you will have base class or super class or parent class. You can call it as a base class or a parent class or super class. What are the properties it is having? Like the variables and the methods you can inherit or derive into the child class or subclass or derived class. See, the parent class can be called as a base class or a super class. The child class can be called as subclass or derived class. So what is meant by inheritance is you are deriving, the child class is deriving the properties or the methods from the base class. So let's take that you have some add method in the super class. Similarly, you have the sub method in the parent class. Now in the child class, you are creating multiplication method and division method. But you can have the add and subtract method in the child class also. So once you create an object for the child class, with the help of the object of the child class, you can access the methods and variables of the parent class. Let me give a simple example for you. Let's take that parents will be there. Okay, father is there. Father properties will be given to the child, either a boy or to the girl. Is it clear? But never child property parent will not expect. Parents will expect the love from the children's. Only children's will get the parents' properties if you want or if you does not want it. So similarly here, what are the properties are there for the parent class? Those properties can be derived from the child class, but vice versa is not possible. Means child properties parent will not access it. Is it clear? So how can you achieve the inheritance in the Python programming? We will discuss. Now Python supports single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance and multiple level inheritance for you. Now let me discuss them in detail. Okay. Now what is meant by single level inheritance? Suppose let's take that you have a class A. Okay. It has some methods. Let me write it as method 1. and you know that method you will provide def, and then these some statements are there. That is not my objective here. You have some methods in a class A. Now class B is a child class, want to inherit the properties of the parent class A, then you can provide like this. So this is one we will call it as single level inheritance. So here also some methods will be there. Obviously you will create an object for the child class. How you will do? You will write B is equal to something. So here B is an object which is useful for you to identify the object. Now using the B, you can access the methods of the class A also. So this is one we will call it as a single level inheritance. So you have parent class, then you are deriving the properties to the child class. This one we will call it as a single level inheritance. Now what is meant by multiple level inheritance? Suppose let's take that you have class A. Class A properties, class B is inheriting. So for B, parent class is A. Now class A property and class B property C is hiding. Meaning is that how you are doing the inheritance is you have a class A and class A properties you are inheriting with the help of class B. Obviously you will have class keyword that I want to discuss it later. Then you are creating one more class which will derive the properties from the class B. So class B is deriving from class A, class C is deriving from class B. So using the object of class C, you can access the methods of class A and class B also. So here the example is your grandfather. Grandfather properties will come to your parent or your father. Your father you will give to the child. So obviously this grandchild is very lucky if he has very rich grandfather and parent. Is it clear? So this is what we'll call it as multi-level inheritance. Now what is multiple level inheritance? Let's take that you have a mother, let me write it as A, and B is the two classes. Now you are inheriting the properties of A and B to the C. Then this one will call it as multiple inheritance. Now how you will do here is that you have a class A, okay, some information is there in the class A, and you have the class B, it also have some information. Now you are creating class C, then you will write here A comma B. So you are deriving the properties of class A and also class B into the class C. Once you created an object for the class C, you can access the methods of class A and class B. So a kid will get the properties of mother and also the parent. See why I am discussing it, these examples to make you understand the concept in a better way. If my examples hurt anyone, I am really sorry for it. Now let me discuss about the polymorphism. If you look at polymorphism has the two keywords, one is poly and another one is more. Now poly is nothing but various means form and morphism is various forms. So polymorphism will support you various forms. So now let's take that. If you take a girl, she will be a mother, she will be a wife to someone, she will be like grandmother to someone. So if you take a girl, she has various forms. Similarly a boy will be a brother to someone, or he will be a husband to some girl, he will be a father to some kids. All these things are the various forms. Similarly, let's take me. When I am teaching, I will behave as a teacher. When I am at home, I will be like a normal person. When I am playing with my kid, I will be like a father. So if I am with my boss, then I will be very obedient. So all these are the various forms. So polymorphism is nothing but multiple forms. Is it clear? So polymorphism can be achieved with the help of operator overloading and method overloading. Now let me discuss about operator overloading for you. The operator overloading, suppose let's take that I am having a plus. If I am using the plus between two integer variables. Suppose let's take that I have a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 6. I have written a statement called c is equal to a plus b, and I am trying to print the value which is there in the variable c. Then I will get the value as 11, because a is an integer variable, b is an integer variable, so you are performing the addition. So here the plus will be useful for you to perform the addition. Now the same plus, whenever we are performing the concatenation, okay, whenever we have performed the concatenation of two lists. So what I did, I have a list 1 having some elements, suppose 1, 2, 3. I have list 2 having some more elements, let's say that 4, 5, 6. If I write print list 1 plus list 2, is the values which are there in the list 1 and list 2 are adding? If it is acting as addition, then how it should be there? 1 plus 4, 5, 2 plus 5, 7, 3 plus 6, 9. It should be given as an output. But what is the output you will get? You will get the output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here plus is acting as a concatenation. So the same plus is performing two ways. One is there, in one place it is performing the addition, one place it is performing a concatenation. So this one will call it as operator overloading. And similarly we have the method overloading. What is meant by method overloading? Suppose let's say that you have a draw method. If you are using the draw with the help of a circle object, then circle will be created. If you are using the draw method using the rectangle object, then rectangle will be created. So a single method is doing various forms. So that is what we'll call it as a polymorphism. So with this video, I hope you have understood what are the object-oriented features such as class, object, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. In the next video, I will discuss in detail about how you will achieve inheritance, how you will achieve the polymorphism. All these things we will discuss in detail for you. So if you still have any doubts related to the object-oriented features, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will always there to support you. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.